And we are live. Some issues there. That's weird. We are live now with the broadcast. Hi, everyone. TSibs with you. Glad you could be here on game night for game one. It is the Springfield Thunderbirds and the Manitoba Moose coming to you live tonight here on the AHLPSN, the live Calder Cup Finals here between these two teams, and plenty of action expected in this series. Hi again, everyone. TSibs. Biggie will be joining us in a little bit, and we'll be talking to Ice Block in just a second. Again, these two teams, we've talked about them all week. We've talked about them on the show on Friday. And, again, a couple of unlikely teams we probably thought back when the playoffs started we might not have picked these two, and it seems like a lot of people still aren't picking the Manitoba Moose, but they have made it here despite all predictions from most people, and they are still alive in this tournament. We will get to the interview here shortly, but again, game time is at 9:30. And Biggie will be on with me in a little while to call the game. But a little bit earlier on today, I had a chance to talk to Ice Block and talk about the season, talk about the playoffs, get his opinion about all of that, and had a nice little chat earlier today. Hershey getting a lot of pub. The rest of the division was pretty damn good. I mean, there were some fights right down to the end for the final playoff spot or two. And maybe in the grand scheme of things, everyone kind of forgot about Springfield until you guys hit the playoffs. Your team early on, not really starting off well out of the gate. And then even through most of the season, you guys were just keeping steady, keeping a game above 500 for the week. Talk about what things you felt like you needed to do around the trade deadline, and then what was your basic goal at the trade deadline, and then we can talk a little bit about the couple of moves that you made.
Yeah, start off. Even last year, when I my first season as GM, they took control, and they took it all the way to the finals last season. So they were kind of the team to beat, kind of the team to look up to. I've been calling the Eastern Atlantic the toilet bowl for the last two seasons. It's kind of fitting. The rest of the teams other than Hershey, we're mediocre, we're average. A lot of spirit on those teams, though. You look at Hartford when their team was going through that losing streak, and I don't think there was a bad rap about them. Their team chat wasn't cancerous. Premier did a really good job of kind of keeping them upbeat. I was that same way last season. We started out like 3-18, 3-19, something like that, and just got to keep the morale up. And then at the end of the season, we tied with Bridgeport to almost make the playoffs. So that kind of fueled the return this season. And then, we get into the season, make the playoffs and everything. But leading up to that, the trades, we started out, really haven't made a lot of trades this season. I think I've only made 2 or 3 roster trades. I traded away Ty. Ty's got Tush, my goalie from last season. Most notably Mafia Man. Those are probably the 2 big trades I did. And other than that, guys
were, like you said, middle of the road kind of team. You have an opportunity to take a centerpiece kind of player like Mafia and get some players back for him, and was that basically your mindset? It's look, we've got a good player here, but maybe he doesn't fit in quite with the whole what you have planned for the team. And also, maybe you're looking at it as, hey, we could use some bodies back that could, maybe help fill us out a little bit more. What was your main idea with the Mafia Man trade?
The main idea with it, I knew after I won the bid on him, I had a platinum coin inside of a stack of silvers and golds. So, there's definitely that return value with him that I was able to get. And I ended up getting Johnston and Schizo. Those two have been pivotal for this team ever since that trade,
right,
especially in the playoffs. I mean, Johnston can put the line on his back and carry if need be. It was unfortunate. Everything didn't work out with Mafia. He's a good guy. It's just nothing really gelled or clicked with the lines that we tried with him. So that's when we made the moves, got Johnston Dude and Schizo in return, and we really haven't looked back since. Like I said, they've been pivotal to us. So,
and again, since that trade, you still had plenty of weeks where it was a bit up and down. But you were getting more winning weeks, I believe, than losing. But it wasn't until you got to week 9 where it looked like things clicked, and you won your last 6 in that week. And then, of course, in the playoffs now, 12-4 in the 3 series that you've played. In that week 9, you wound up playing division foes, obviously, right? You beat Bridgeport, you beat Lehigh Valley, who was struggling in that week. You beat Hartford as well. So you wound up playing teams that not only were fighting for the playoffs, but teams that you wound up facing in the playoffs. Do you think that had any effect on your guys thinking, okay, we could beat the Bears, we could beat Hartford, we can do more with this? Was week 9 something that may have turned your guys around a little bit more to believe in themselves?
it lit the fire under their ass. It kind of got doused on a little bit that first game against Hartford's 6-1 loss.
Right.
But after that, I mean, it was always referenced. We beat these guys throughout the season. Same thing with Hershey. It
Right.
was always referenced. So it was a big moment for us. It was a lot of confidence that the guys could have brought on, and knowing going into each series, Hartford and Hershey, that we have the upper hand. We've beaten.
And since then, your other 3 losses, one in the Hershey series, again first game, and then 2 in the middle of the series with Syracuse. You're up 2-0 in that one, and they wound up winning 2-1 games. So 3 out of your 4 losses in the playoffs by 1 goal, and everything else, very positive for your team. Not only week 9, obviously, causing your guys to start believing in yourselves more, but it seems like week after week here in the playoffs, your guys are getting more and more confidence in themselves, not cockiness, but a true confidence where these guys feel like they can beat anybody at any time, and they're not popping off about it in the shout box, but they just genuinely believe that they are a team that plays well together as a team. That's the impression I get with talking to a lot of players. Is that accurate?
That's a 110%. I could not agree more. I mean, a lot of these guys, I've stated in other shows and to other people, a lot of these guys are returning players from last season.
Right.
We had a shit show last season, so it kind of, as we got better, and week 9 too, I made one single little line change, and that has been the lines that we've ridden out the entire playoffs. So knowing that the players are confident in their centers or their right wings or their left wings, their defensemen, their goalies, the goalies are confident defensemen. It's just all around team chemistry has kind of propelled us. And then with each win, yeah, the confidence builds right underneath that. So I can't describe it.
Mm-hmm.
I really can't. It's just a different kind of atmosphere. I've talked to a few other GMs and players from other teams, and they're always saying about like locker room fights, or if they lost a game by a goal, people are yelling at each other. What's the point?
Yeah.
You lost by a goal. You played a great game. Good job.
Yeah.
It happens. It's hockey. So everybody's embraced it. Everybody's embraced the friendship. You were in there in the party last night. You felt it. You felt the energy that we all bring to the table. So it's a different atmosphere, especially with the confidence that these guys have.
And at this point in the playoffs, too, you guys are, I mean, just looking at some of the numbers here, you lead the league in the playoffs in power play percentage at 39.4%. You're 13 out of 33 in the playoffs, which is pretty damn good. The Moose have had 21 more opportunities with just as many power play goals. So you guys obviously have taken advantage of the chances that have been given to you. And your team, just in watching them, against the crunch, you certainly saw guys not overreach, not take chances that were, ill-warranted. They seem to be a team who plays smart, waits back, and waits for their opportunities and tries not to make mistakes. Is that a good characterization of your guys?
Yeah, definitely. The biggest help too is there's always one in-game leader. If somebody starts kind of reaching over, and it'll flip-flop too. It won't just be one person. If one person starts reaching out a little too far, hey, why don't we kind of regroup, set up a little neutral zone and just kind of stick to it. There's always somebody there to correct somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So to be able to keep that flow, nobody get underneath somebody else's skin, that's what's made us so deadly. The call-outs. Hey, I'm open down low, open up top, high slot.
Right.
It's all fed into it, which all comes back around to the confidence in each other and the teamwork that these guys have.
And you're going against a Manitoba team that is a very different team than yours. How do you? They seem to have a lot of talent, but can be all over the place at any given point in time in the game, and they could look like they're having a really tough time one period and then be dominating the next. How do you combat against a team like that is a bit Jekyll and Hyde from period to period?
I shit going into the third period, but somehow be able to string together 2 or 3 goals and kind of come back and either go into overtime or win it. We had that multiple times during the season. So I can't even really say we combat that, but it's more or less just stick to our play style, stick to our game plan, not stray away from it. Don't get panicky just because they are. They start getting out of control. You just got to keep your temperament and should walk away with the W.
Looks like one of your strengths in this matchup, and maybe the strongest positive that you have against Manitoba, is your goaltending. Bacon Weave has been fantastic all year, and McGon has shown some tremendous skill in the playoffs, especially that last game, a shutout against Syracuse in Game 5. Talk a little bit about how you feel about your goaltending going into this series.
Somebody needs to buy them men a beer. Bacon has held us into a few games where defense got a little sloppy, and we were able to kind of pull it back together and get the W. McGon, I mean, that game shutout that he had against Syracuse, that was probably one of the craziest goalie games I've ever seen. To be able to take, I think that was Lobo's line. To be honest, yeah, that Game 5.
Yeah.
To be able to take, probably one of the best forwards in the AHL, according to points, and hold him to nothing. There was multiple chances that Syracuse had, and he just absolutely stonewalled them. Those two are the MVPs of this team. Whether or not we win it all and somebody has a 5-goal game, it all comes back around to our goalies. They've gotten us this far, and they're going to continue taking us that much farther. We just need 4 more. That's all. Appreciate it, Sibs. Thanks for having me on, bud.
Well, there's the interview. Sorry about some of the dropouts there. A little bit issue with the playback, but good discussion with Ice Block about his team starting out this season and and really it hadn't made a lot of moves, but certainly the Mafia Man was one where he got a couple of players back, and it was something that really helped his team out tremendously in the end. And joining me now is Biggie Biggs, who is going to be with us for, we hope, all the playoff games, all the finals here. Biggs, your initial thoughts about the lineups that we see starting out for these teams?
It looks like Vibes has his rest from the weekend and is ready to take it on.
And it's not really a shock. I mean, every series he has started with this line of himself, Bear, and Brian. So I didn't think. I mean, certainly you never know what he's going to do, but I didn't think he had any reason to stray from a strategy that was already working for him. So I don't think it was really a big surprise that he went with his line to start with. This is kind of what we talked about with him last week. He's okay with sacrificing a game, and I pretty much think that's what he's saying at this point. Look, if you're going to beat me in a game, at least in the first couple, I want you to beat me in game one, and if we could steal one, we'll steal one.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part, is if they steal one. I don't think this line's done too well as far as win-loss ratios in the playoff, but it doesn't mean that they're not close from stealing a game from anybody. And like I said last week, if there's any team that this line is going to stand up against, it's this series right here, because you have no absolute all-star line to put out against the Vibes line, and if you're not on top of your game, this line might steal the game from you, and then you're in big trouble.
And on the other side, in this matchup, the starting lineup. We'll go through the rest of the Moose starting lineup. It is like you said, Vibes, Bear, and Brian Adores Liz. On defense, NJ Devils, 76, Killer Sound, and Arc Mangus. And Arch, not getting a lot of play in the playoffs because he was away for a little while. But again, I think this is a team where Vibes feels like he's, he could steal one here, but if he doesn't, he's not that upset about it. On the other side for Springfield, centers Jansta, left wing Jay Fish, right wing Ludacris. On defense, Bry and Woe Is Me, and of course in goal is Bacon Weave. And talking to Ice Block a little bit earlier about his goaltenders in that interview, he's got two good ones right now, two guys who are playing well. And if Magan plays a little bit better, he may go with him. Even Bacon has commented at how well Magan's playing, and maybe he's the better of the two right now. You've had a guy like Bacon Weave going all this time for the most part, being your starter, your guy, your all-star really for the most part. In the finals, do you veer from that? If Magan's doing better and he has a good game or two early on, do you go to him in game 6, game 7 if need be?
If Magan's on fire, you take what you get. You take the hot player. There's never a reason to take it away from that hot player. But the thing is what we're gonna see in this series is, does Magan have what it takes to continue to be hot?
Right.
We know Bacon's been consistent throughout the year, and if Magan can't, if he's got one bad game, that it's in him to be shaken up by pressure or whatnot. And as far as characteristics, we know that Bacon can handle the pressure. So I would say it's a little bit of a risk to go with the hot goalie, but I would go with the hot goalie if it plays well throughout this whole series.
And so it'll be fun to see how lineups are maneuvered. We know how well Vibes is at doing that, and I think it's going to be fun to see these guys play chess. We saw that with Ducks in San Jose. Ducks did a hell of a job with his team as well, and could very easily be in this championship. And him making moves, trying to anticipate a little bit about what Vibes was doing. But I think what Ducks did in the end, and I think he'll even tell you, is he went with what he felt he needed to go with in any given game, and not necessarily worry about what Vibes was doing, and that probably is the best method for the T-Birds and for Ice Block at this point.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't think in this series there really is a best line versus another. So I'd agree with that. You got to go with maybe your availability, if that's something. You got to go with the guys who seem most ready to play, or how important the game is. If you really need a win, you're probably throwing out your best line. If you can afford a loss and it's you're free rolling, sometimes you're throwing out that third line. So I guess it's all situational based coming to this series.
Well, as you see, the Moose have sent the invite. They're waiting now, right now, for Springfield to show up. We are around game time, and nobody ever gets a game off on time ever at 9:30. It's a rarity, so not a surprise here. But these guys are getting ready for their game, and so hopefully we will have them on soon.
All right, boy.
Vibes is he's got his party audio going on, so I'd rather not share that with all of you. But we will still be able to watch the game, and Biggs and I will comment on it. And again, we thank Vibes for providing a feed for this one. Still haven't seen the Thunderbirds show up. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Hoping there's not an issue there. We seem to always get issues in these games, Biggs. I'm not sure why. We always wind up having, whenever we're covering a game, it's a technical issue.
It's kind of funny, we have games scheduled for 9:30, and in most people's eyes, I guess it may just be the type of sport, but people show up at 9:30. No one seems to want to show up at 9:25 and be in the dressing room, send the invite a little early. And when I mean show up, I mean there's plenty of guys playing games beforehand and they won't leave their game till 9:29, and I'm guilty of it, but that's because that's how the community is, and there's really no punctuality in this community.
No, none whatsoever. And I don't know if that's I don't know if that's anything to do with maturity or whatever, but it's I know in some cases it's guys are getting off of a shift at 9 and getting home and just barely making it in time for the game. So I absolutely understand when that happens, but I'm pretty sure that's not always the case.
Yeah, it definitely isn't always the case, but that does happen. And I guess there's always the connection issues, and there's an endless list of reasons why games don't start on time.
Well, looks like we do have the squad show up on the other side, and so we'll get to this feed.
You're watching Vibes stream?
No, I think we switched over. I think we have we may have, I don't know whose feed. I mean, it's Soup Nazi, but I'm not sure which player that is. So, but we'll hopefully not get party chat in this, and I think that's probably what we'll wind up getting. Anyway, this game's about ready to go, and we'll be bringing this one to you in a second as it's about to take off.
I've yet to see Vibes play. I haven't watched a single game where he's been in the game. He's either going to impress me or I'll have some more words for him later on.
All right, we're getting ready for game one here as it's about to start up. The Moose are at the bottom of your screen, Springfield on top, and players underway. Quickly, the Moose trying to work. Now shot in front, good save by Arch right off the pass. Kella trying to find some room, throws it in. Bear chasing after it, but the Thunderbird come out with it. Pass behind the net, broken up. Killa has it. Ludacris tries to hold on to it, fighting for it a little bit there with Bear, but Thunderbird retreat a little bit and start all over again here in the first few minutes of the first period. Springfield, a good shot. Quick shot on net. Arch with the save. Maneuver in front, but Bear can't find any room. I'm sorry, Ludacris can't find any room. And that one broken up by Bear. Now he's looking to move it ahead. Good quick shot there by Brian. Nice save by Bacon. Now back the other way, the Thunderbirds. Good quick snapshot. Not able to hit the net, though. Had some room. Now flip back out, taken back by Brian. He flips it in. Good forecheck there by the Moose, but not able to come away with it. Now they have a couple of players back. A quick 3-on-2. That snapshot goes wide. Now a quick one to the opposite corner. Devil's able to come up with it, moves it out to Bear. Tries to get it over to Brian, but it gets broken up. Halfway through this first period now as Bear comes down after an intercept. Had Brian hitting the front of the net, but he couldn't get a pass off. Still working with the puck. Bear gets knocked off that one by Bry. Now in front, Brian throws one in there, but Bacon Weave able to cover up and hold. Vibes on the faceoff, ties him up. But the Thunderbirds come out with it, starting the other way. Luda maneuvering back to the point. Bry throws it in front. Little dangerous play there, but able to get it out of the way. And now, again, Bry has it to Luda. Back behind the net. Pass is broken up by Killa. Vibes gets it knocked off his stick. Killa has it back. Puck is loose, and again, Luda picks it up. Maneuvers in front. Had Arch moving a little bit to his left, but couldn't get it past him. Good save by Arch. Puck quickly moved around. Vibes looking to find some place to move. Getting down to the 4-minute mark now in the first period. Still no score. Bry gets one shot over the net. Takes a blast, and now the puck covered up on the right side by Bacon. And he'll...
Seems like both teams are struggling with breakouts right now a little bit.
Face off, won by Springfield. They get it out. Puck brought in front, but good breakup play. And now Manitoba the other way. Bear gets it back to Vibes on the left boards. Now tries to go behind the net, gets it out front, almost catches Bacon coming off the post too quickly. And Springfield will get it out. A lot of one and dones here as we reach the 1-minute mark in the first period. Good check there by Devils. Here comes Manitoba with a few seconds left to go on the clock. Good quick shot in front. Bacon positioned well, makes the save. Moose win the face-off. Good quick shot. Vibes had the rebound, could not put it home. In the period over, maybe the best chance in the game right there. And Vibes hits Bacon in the middle of the net. And we stay at no score after one period.
I think a line like this, the Moose needs to get a lot more shots on net there. There's no need for a player to be skating around the ice. They need to get pucks on net, tips, you know, garbage goals. Let EA do the work.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, there's a lot of passing going on. There's dumping into the corners, but not a lot of shots on net. As you see, 4 for Springfield, 5 for the Moose. It's not bad. It's, you know, getting around the average of what you'd see per period. But, you know, I think in this kind of game, if you're going to dump it in, you try and make a few extra strides and put one on net.
Yeah. Yeah. Or give a guy who's got a better lane than you the puck and let him shoot it and get in front for him.
Starting the second period now as the Moose win the face-off. Brian throws it into the corner. Now Springfield starts the other way. Ludicrous. Looking to get it in front. Good poke check there by Bear. Now a penalty is going to get called on the Moose, and Bear will get called for that poke check, and he'll go off for 2. Power play has been positive for Springfield in this playoffs, 13 for 33. The best in the playoffs so far by percentage. We'll see what they can do on this power play. Good quick shot in front and almost a rebound attempt for Luda, but no chance there. Good quick shot in front, but nice block by Killa. And Vibes will control and kill some time. .30 seconds on the power play. Luda. And they're really clamping down in the middle there, not giving him much of a chance. Now coming right out of the box and getting the puck is Bear. Quick shot on net, but Bacon makes the save. You know, that maneuvering, trying to get in front, trying to fake guys out. There's a point where if you get too far down low and you've got no opportunity, you got to go back to the point for a shot.
Especially when you have the penalty kill. Your guys are open. They're waiting.
Loose puck dumped out by Killa. 15 left to go in this second period. Springfield controlling. Good shot again by Killa to knock the player off the puck. Loose in front of the net, but Arch will hold on to it. Jansta wins the faceoff. Shot is partially blocked in front of the net. Tricky play for Arch, but able to get in front of it. It's a good block by Devils, but left it floating in the air, but Arch gets it. Another faceoff win, another shot on net. Good save by Arch. Rebound immediately picked up by Killa. Now, Manitoba starts out. We're going to have an icing, though, on that pass. See, face-offs are relatively even. The Moose with one more. This is the game Springfield likes to play. Not a lot of chances, waiting for something to break open. Don't go crazy. And so far, they've been able to play their game and maybe slightly better of the play at this point. Good quick pass up front. Jansta with a quick shot. Rebound almost there for Fish, but he's not able to do anything with it. Now he's behind the net with it. Good quick shot on the corner and almost got him. He had Arch a little bit off the post, but still hit his pad with that shot. Face-off taken by Manitoba, but now the Springfield with the intercept gets it back. Able to keep it in on the point as Woe. Now Fish. Woe throws one on net. Only thing he could do at that point.
I mean, the Moose is playing good defense right now. They're keeping Springfield to the outside, and they're making them take those shots. Springfield's taking what the Moose is giving them, but nothing yet. So.
And the Moose will get a power play on this one now. 8 minutes left to go in the second. It'll be their first opportunity on the power play. Now looks like Jans is going off for tripping, so losing their center on this one might affect the face-offs. We'll see, at least for the short time of the power play. Brian whips it around. Bear trying to get there in time, but taken by Brian. He throws it out. The Moose moving back up with it. This is Bear. Left boards. Brian back to the point. Devils gets a shot off. Loose puck in front and slammed home by Vibes.
Look at him. He's got energy now. He's got enthusiasm. Scores the first goal of the series.
Nice. He set himself up nicely in there. Good shot by Devils. And I think it was tipped in front as well.
I think that's something Springfield needs to do, is get that puck to the point. If they get shots like that, since they're the ones dominating most of the play.
Good quick passing again. Yeah, nice. Good.
I was just going to say I wouldn't be surprised if they scored one the same way.
Face off deep in the zone. Good quick shot taken there by Brian. Right off the face-off. They've been getting some partially screened shots there, Biggs, and I think that's been helping and hurting Bacon. He's not seeing that puck clearly.
That's how you got to score on a good goalie. You can't give the goalie a fair chance. He's going to beat you every time.
Moose starting out with it again. Here's Vibes. I don't think I would have had Vibes in the pool scoring the first game of the finals.
Nope.
Back the other way is Fish working for Springfield. Shot blocked and a good save off the rebound from Jansta. Nice play by Arch. Vibes flips it in. They're still playing aggressively, which is good to see. They're not falling back into any kind of a defensive shell at this point as we hit under a minute now in the second period. Moose controlling. Last few seconds dwindle off the clock. And they are going to go into the third period with a 1-0 lead off the goal from Vibes on a rebound play. They're moving the puck around a lot better in this period, Biggs, and the Moose continue to do that. That's going to cause a lot of problems for Springfield.
Yeah, Springfield hasn't found a solid way to get some solid opportunities, and I think the Moose's game plan almost looks like, let's make them do the whole strategy. Let's send them deep in their zone, have to break it all the way out down the ice, and then, all that for an outside shot. The Thunderbirds are going to have to either hope the puck bounces their way on one of these shots, or maybe get some more offensive power going in the zone.
Moose leading in shots on goal, 11-10, as you saw on the stats page there as we start the third period. And as I said, Springfield was doing better in that third. The Moose absolutely finished much stronger. Good flip in front by Bear, trying to knock it off of Arch and into the net, but Arch able to hold on to it. I'm sorry, Bacon. Vibes has been doing a lot of tie-ups and seems to be helping him in the face-off circle. He controls. Brian flips it in front. They're really trying to pound those posts if they can, Biggs, and try and catch them off coming up the post a little bit.
You really try to, I guess, seize whatever chances you can get here.
And a good, quick, loose puck in front. And I believe that was Ludacris who able to put that home. And again, a game of mistakes here.
Yeah, can't be doing that.
And game now tied at 1 in Springfield. Now starting to pour it on. Good save by Arch in front off a nice shot. And Moose now trying to regroup. Some aggressive forechecking by Springfield. 3-man in deep there. Now a loose puck that nobody seems to want to pick up. Finally, Luda has it. Springfield now coming back into the zone. Good quick pass in front, and the puck is loose, sitting there on the crease, on the line. Both Bear and Vibes came so close to knocking that in.
Those are scary moments. I always teach my D partner, I don't care what you do, you got a puck like that, just shoot.
Puck is again loose in front of the net. And you're a defenseman, Biggs. Fiddling around with the puck like that right in front of the net, how you're not swiping it out at least, or trying to. I mean, if it's sitting on the line, you can't do that, but.
I mean, sometimes you don't have the time to react, but my first instinct, if it's loose, is I'm trying to chop it away. Because even if it goes back to them, at least it's not in a danger zone. And if I get the puck, I'm shooting it every time. If I have that little time that close to the net.
Manitoba controlling, back up to the point. Good shot was deflected. We're hitting the midway point of the third period. 1-1 the score. And Springfield trying to work the puck out of their zone. Just getting it out was Bry. Now the other way as Manitoba will control and try and regroup and start out. Vibes. Dangling his way on the right boards. He's got Bear behind the net, but can't get it to him, and Springfield will clear it out. Now puck flipped into the opposite corner. 7 left to go in the third. Good quick pass out front. He had Jansta, but Jansta could not get a clean shot off. Now still held by Springfield. Pass out in front, but now puck goes all the way back into the Springfield zone, and they'll regroup and start all over again. Little dangerous play there, and Brian steals it, can't get off a good backhand shot. Puck is loose, Bacon covers it up, but dangerous play when you have a one-on-one like that and you're heading towards somebody with no one behind you. You better make sure you get that puck out of the zone.
It's a pet peeve of mine.
Absolutely. Back the other way, Springfield. Luda has it. Quick shot on that. Almost had Fish coming the other way on the other side for it, but could not connect. Bacon covers. 2:54 left to go in the third period. 1-1 the tie. This is about as good as Vibes could hope for in a game one. Puck is finally knocked out of the zone. Now back the other way. Springfield, a good backhander on net by Jansen. Now he brings it out front, can't get a good shot off. Puck clears the zone, but it's going to be an offside now as Bry tried to keep it in. Another tie-up by Vibes, and they'll come away with it. Bryan snaps one on. Bacon knocks it off the other way now. Fought for in the corner. Bear comes out with it. Good quick shot. That was partially saved, partially blocked. Now Springfield the other way. Luda tries to get it back to the point, but that goes too far and all the way back into the Springfield zone. Now an errant pass there, and Bear intercepts. He's still holding on to it. Gets it over to Vibes, who blasts one but can't do it. And now a good quick pass in front for Bear, and that one is a save by Bacon. Bear had the other side of the net open and could not get there. Springfield now trying to get it out. Sorry, Biggs.
No, I was just close. Springfield's got to be nervous after that.
Picked up by, and the puck loose again, sorry. Luda trying to get control of it. So we get down to 10 seconds left to go in the third. Vibes has it. Tries to get it out, but it's pushed back in. A good quick shot on net again. Looking for any opportunity in this third period. The clock's going to wind down. We're going to overtime. And again, kind of like what I said before, if you're Vibes, I mean, this is what you're hoping for in game one. You're hoping to maybe catch one opportunity to win this game, and now they have it in overtime.
Yeah, it's a one-goal game now. And the thing is usually when you have a top line against the third line, that's what I think it is here. I don't really know the strengths of all these Thunderbird lines, but I mean, if they come out with the loss, it's pretty shocking, and if they come out with the win, you know, I would always think, oh, we expected to win by more, but a win's a win in the playoffs, and this team has quite that attitude, so just whoever takes it home is going to be huge.
Underway in overtime, and quickly, almost a very good opportunity. Pass in front, shot going wide. And now the Moose are trying to regroup. Vibes looking to flip it in. That gets blocked, and Luda gets it over to Woe, who has a little trouble passing. Now Bear starting down on the left side. Almost had an opportunity to wrap it in there, and was not able to do it. Now back the other way comes Luda. Trying to work his way inside, but just getting hit by Vibes and by Brian. Now back the other way is Bear. Vibes trying to get it. Now Bear has it. Wide open shot and a clear opportunity in front. No interference. And the Moose take this one.
I can't hear you very well, Sibs.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think you were cutting out, but I'm not sure. But that was crazy.
Look at the replay again here, and just a wide open opportunity. He went back the other way with that one. And a good screen in front. Yeah, did not interrupt with the goaltender at all. And just a good goal and a nice win by Manitoba in overtime. And that's a tough one for Springfield. They played their game, but just too many good opportunities for Manitoba. Springfield came out in this overtime and they had an opportunity to do something with it, and couldn't connect right away. And Bacon maybe a little far back in his net. I don't know. He was being he did have people in front of him, so traffic was a little tight there, but. Hard to deal with that kind of shot.
Yeah, you can't let someone shoot from there. I mean, you can't blame Bacon on that. And the other defender had to stay with his player. Maybe try to get in the way. Maybe not even. It just how Brian got out, or I guess it was Bear got out in front. High slot. No, not very much traffic, just enough for a screen. That shouldn't happen, especially not in overtime. But good on the Moose.
And so, yeah, the final 2-1, you saw Vibes with a goal and an assist. Bear with his goal, the game winner. Ludicrous with the one goal on the other side for the Springfield Thunderbirds. And, Arch, a nice game there. 17 saves, I believe that was. Comes up with a nice game tonight for them, and absolutely able to, to show that maybe he's the guy that you need to go to a little more. At least now you've got that second goaltender. Really, they were limping through for a little while there when Arch was not available to get through the playoffs. They were able to do it. Now they may have two solid goaltenders going for the rest of the way in the finals.
Vibes did say he had potential and he wasn't playing the way he knows he can. So if he's stepping up, that just makes the Thunderbirds. It should make the Thunderbirds a little more scared. I don't know if they've had to deal with two solid goaltenders on each team, and not only that, but I'm sure they're not a powerhouse offensive team anyway. So anything that puts defense in the favor of the Moose is a really strong factor in this series. And
so we're hoping to see if we can get Vibes on here to talk a little bit about this game. But, boy, right away, a quick, just a quick victory for this team. And, again, this is what Vibes wants to do. He wants to steal the games he's in. He's got some good players on with him, don't get me wrong. But he feels like this line can steal a game. And if they can do it in game one, it really has put more pressure on the other team. And he's gone with this lineup of him, Brian, and Bear in the first game of every series now in the playoffs. And even if you were anticipating that, they just worked really well tonight. And Vibes probably playing the best game of the playoffs that I've seen him play so far.
Vibes played very well alongside both his forwards. They both played very well. Definitely picked up the pace at the second half of the game, and they did what they had to do to put the puck in the back of the net. There was nothing fancy going on. There was no attempts at cross-crease passes. It was just pucks on the net. A little bit of, selfishness down in the corners, but it was nothing silly, and they did what they had to do as, what I would probably describe this as Vibes' suicide line. And they take this game one, And what the Thunderbirds has to realize is every single game from now on is not only more important, but is going to be more difficult. Depending on how the next 2 games wins, you might not even see Vibes play another game in this series. This sets them up for a potential sweep, and scary.
Well, we're going to get Vibes on here now. He's about to join us. I'm sure we're going to hear very happy Vibes in this one. And Vibes does join us now on the post-game show. And, a hell of a win. And I was just saying, Vibes, very possibly the best game I've seen you play in the playoffs this season.
Who, me? Me personally?
Yeah, you personally.
No, that was by far my worst.
Oh, really? You think so?
No, it was pretty good. It was a good game. I usually play good games. Listen, I get a lot of shit. I don't know why I get so much shit. Everyone thinks I'm terrible. I don't know. I'm all right. As a player, I'm okay.
Talk about what you guys, what you guys did right all night. It just seemed like you played their game, which was to not make mistakes, not take big chances. It seemed like you guys were kind of playing the same game tonight. Is that kind of your strategy against this line?
Yeah, I mean our entire team, like for the most part, especially my line, we are. I'm sure you can tell from the way that I play. We are definitely a defensive first team, and just let them do what they got to do. Make sure we don't allow the garbage to end up in our net. Like when loose pucks bounce up in front of the net, make sure we have that covered. And just play a defensively sound game, and try to take advantage of their mistakes. And I told my line, you won't really see it with my other line. In fact, it'll probably be reversed. But with my line, you may see like a pretty drastic obscurity in terms of time on attack. Like you'll see the other team with really high time on attack, but we really don't give a shit. We don't care how much time on attack they have. They can have 20 minutes. They can have 30 minutes. It can be an absolute ridiculous, difference in time on attack. And if they can't get into the middle and they can't score, then they ain't going to do shit against us. And that's pretty much our philosophy, and it holds true in most of the games that we win.
Time and attack definitely doesn't win you games, that's for sure. It looks good
and
pretty on paper, but all that matters in the end is the goals scored and potentially the amount of shots you put on that too. So
they had a lot of shots. If you look, they probably had more shots than us, but I didn't feel like they had really any quality, high quality percentage shots. Maybe a few, but
I don't think they had any actually.
Maybe a couple. Maybe a couple here and there, but I mean the goal is obviously 0. If a team beats you from the blue line and from around the perimeter, well then guess what? It wasn't your year. But the thing is that you need to make a team beat you from around the outside and from the blue line, and if they can do it, then hats off to them. But usually they can't.
Well, and Arch, we were saying Arch Mangus. You played a very solid game tonight, and looks like maybe you've got 2 good goaltenders again.
Arch was absolutely phenomenal, and I mean, you need your goalies to be. Even in this league, I know it's a little bit different. It doesn't exactly, completely translate to real hockey, but I mean, the same rules still apply in the sense that your goaltender needs to be your backbone, and your goalie needs to be when you all fuck up, when everyone makes a mistake and we all screw up, and it's bound to happen, you need your goalie to be there. And as long as you have a goaltender that can accomplish that, you're in pretty good shape.
Well, you guys on your line tonight, you, Brian, and Bear, seemed to click really well. You weren't bunched up. You guys knew where you needed to be, and in that first goal, your goal in this game, you were set up nicely in front of the net and able to put home a nice rebound. It seemed like maybe that was sort of the what you guys were trying to do after a while, try and get in front of Bacon. Was that something that you consciously talked about during the game?
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about it leading up into the game, and then during the game is getting the puck back to the point, getting shots on net. The thing too is that like each of our lines kind of play a different style of game. Like when you see the skill guys come in, yeah, sure, you might see some of that in terms of in front of the net stuff, but it's totally different styles of game. And I mean, we switch it up on people, so you never really know what's coming exactly. But my line in particular, I mean, you got Bear, and Bear is a skilled guy, and Brian's kind of a skilled guy. I don't really consider myself to be a skilled guy. I mean, I know how to play the game. I know positions and things like that. So it benefits me, and our defense too is like, they were having a little bit of trouble in terms of getting the puck out. But when you help them and you talk them through it, and you keep it simple and you just keep a structured game going, it works for everyone. So it just seems to work for our line.
Defense was definitely your weak point tonight. Not the defensive play, but your two defense were probably the only thing that looked shaky tonight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if things were a little bit better, then I mean that game probably never even gets to overtime. I want to say, I don't want to go out on a limb and say that it never goes to overtime. Absolutely not. But I would say that probably not. But there was a defensive lapse, but we figured it out and we got it done. And defenders, they have a tough job, and sometimes breaking out the puck against a good line, and a good team, it's not always easy to do.
I want to take a look at the final goal in this game, and it was just an interesting play where Bear chasing after the puck, but you're able to fight for the puck along the boards. You help get it loosened out for Bear, and then he finds himself right in that slot with no one around him, no one even considering defending against him, and just a wide open, almost top of the circle slot shot, and he's able to find it. Good work for you digging it out, and for Brian being in front of the net causing havoc.
Yeah, and if you look at the positions of all three forwards, it's just classic, triangle positioning. You know what I mean? Like I know the triangle offense is kind of a basketball thing, but it still kind of applies to hockey. And if you see the three forwards, we're kind of in a triangle formation to where me and Bear switch, and then you have Brian in front, and then I'm actually going to the net for a rebound.
Right.
So even if Bear doesn't connect with that shot, which he does, it was a beautiful shot, but even if he doesn't connect, we're both right there for the rebound, and yeah, that's pretty much the way to do it. I really wish that you had the audio on for that play, or if you were listening at least, because when I go to get that puck and keep it in the zone, I actually say to Bear, Bear, end this game, please, and he takes the shot and he scores and he ends the game. It was perfect.
Well, we may have it,
game, bro. Win this game.
It is.
Thank you.
You guys can't hear it, but the folks here can hear it. I'll play this one more time so they can hear the audio from you. The Bear, gets it in there.
Hey, Bear. Win this game, bro. Win this game. Thank you.
How clutch was that?
Win this game, bro. Win this game. And he shoots it right after that, and then you say thank you. So that was fun. That was a lot of fun to hear that. We'll just show this goal one more time. I'm sure the Thunderbirds are not thrilled to see this happen over and over again. But yeah, good win by your guys, and certainly you guys play spirited tonight, and you've got the game that I'm sure. I was kind of saying it to Biggs during the game and a little bit in the pregame. I think this is the game where Vibes is like, okay, if you take this is fine, but if we take it, it's going to be a big victory for us.
You know me so well, Sibs.
and so you guys, absolutely, just a phenomenal win tonight, and but the play of the Thunderbirds, I still felt like they played their game, but you guys kept the shots down for a while on them, and again, it was just it was a waiting game from two teams who were just trying to play it smart.
Yeah, but it's definitely a huge win for us, like you were mentioning. And that's kind of our mindset. Our mindset was, if we lose, we'll trust the big guys will come in and bail us out. But if we win, it's a huge advantage. And anytime your quote unquote third line, which would be us, can take out your absolute top line, it's always a plus for the team that has the third line going. And that's what we were able to do tonight. So I would say that, advantage Moose. But we'll see what happens. It's still early.
Yeah, one thing that I completely agree with you, and I've been through the same scenario. The only thing about winning this game one with, the matchup you want and the win that you want that you weren't expecting is, will your players play going, well, we've got it in the bag, we're going for the sweep, Oh
no, I'll take care of that. Don't worry about that.
So what's your strategy now? Without giving away a lot.
Strategy now is to, I guess, kind of just keep going the way we are and stick to the script. It's been like one of the things that I say most nowadays is to just stick to the script. And I don't want to give anything away in terms of lineups, but that win right there allows me a little latitude, and makes it so that I kind of have I don't know. I feel like the mad wizard up in the tower, and now I can do whatever I want. Is kind of how I feel. So it was a huge win. It's huge. I can't even downplay it, and I'm happy about it. And like you said, we went in saying that maybe we'll lose, and if we do, we'll be all right. But a win definitely helps. So we'll take it, and we'll go on to game 2.
Is Domi available this whole series, or are there any conflicts with his schedule?
I don't know. I think his dog got hit by a bus or something the other day, so he had to take him to the vet and see what was going on with that. I don't know, something about a runaway shopping cart. I can't. There's just a lot of things going on with the team right now, so we'll have to find out.
Oof, you're hitting the last couple of laps of this race, but your tires are about ready to explode. And it seems like you're trying your damnedest to keep this car together to cross the finish line a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have to pick it up and walk it across if it comes right down to it.
Well, Vibes, nice game tonight, good victory, and congrats on a Game 1 victory here in the Calder Cup Finals of Season 5. You got there. You got to the Cup Final, and you win a game and you score a goal. You're good now, right? You don't have to win the whole thing, do you?
Yeah, I guess we'll just drop out now.
Yeah, at this point, might as well.
Might as well.
Yeah. Biggs, any last questions for Vibes before we get going here?
Who would you play in nets if Archmages is playing the way he's playing?
It's Domi's net.
Okay.
I don't know. Until it was so just like, oh my God, I'm playing so amazing, so great. It's Domi's net, and I'm not going to change what's been working this far. While Arch probably deserves it just as much as Domi, it's still Domi, and he's the one that's got us here. So I'm not gonna change any of that right now.
All right. Well, listen, Vibes, Biggs, thanks for being on tonight. Vibes, congrats again, and good luck in Game 2 tomorrow. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, man. Good call of the game. It was, I'm sure it was. Actually, I'm gonna go back and watch it now. I didn't watch it because I was playing, but now I'll watch it.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of fun with this one.
I'm sure you did.
Biggs, again, thanks for joining me tonight, and hopefully we'll talk to you more tomorrow and get you on the game again.
Yeah, I should be around.
All right. Well, this has been the broadcast of the Game 1 of the Calder Cup Finals here. Hope you enjoyed the call, and glad to have you here with us tonight. We will be back on tomorrow night for Game 2, so join us 15 minutes before game time, and we'll see you on the pregame show then. Till then, TSibs saying so long. We'll talk to you later.